I was at a point in my career where I knew it was time for me to move on to leadership. My choices were to go to Huntsville for a higher level marketing job or to start my own company.
We really looked at it as an opportunity for Ellen to be able to expand her horizons, but also as an investment opportunity for us.
I started out of my house and worked off my business plan to see where it went, and here we are 10 years later. My very first phone call was for a brochure that was Office Interiors by Osco. I was doing sales, I was doing the marketing, I was doing website development, I was doing all of it. Teresa would join the company several months later.
I was looking for a job, and Ellen needed help with various things. I did some market research before we started building websites, and I went from part-time at home to full-time in an office with Ellen and Heather.
I knew that the volume had grown. I was fairly confident that we could afford them then, and that's scary when you're adding employees. It's very scary.
Red Sage was probably my third major job. I was there right before I came here to Thrive. I like to tell people that Red Sage was a dream job.
Coming from an engineering background, it was somewhat quite humorous for me to come into a creative group.
Of course, we're walking around talking about Twitter and social media, and he's walking around like, what the heck are they talking about?
Lots of things have changed as far as how we work together as an office. It had to.
What hasn't changed is it still has to be about creating stories.
The space that she is in has changed dramatically since they started their business 10 years ago. Everything has changed.
To me, one of the things that's most satisfying is walking customers through a story as it changes. A good example of that is Cullman Economic Development Association.
We have worked with Red Sage for many years.
We started them on early content management system. We moved them into Joomla, and a lot of that was communicating, here's the changes, here's where we're seeing the industry going.
Red Sage helps keep us relevant and up to date. This is an example of a website for economic development, how it should be done.
And what's exciting is once you've built the reputation, once you have the portfolio that shows the success, once you have the testimonials from people who are really happy and whose business has been positively impacted, it's more exciting to see the path ahead and know that you're going to continue to attract these high caliber brands.
Red Sage has never been a contract agency that we just work with to do marketing, advertising, promotion. They become part of your family.
Working at Red Sage was one of the most fun jobs I've ever had. We had fun all the time, but it also was incredibly hard.
Maintaining that sense of fun in the middle of big workloads creates this whole spontaneous energy where it's driven by employees, it's driven by our customers.
I think it's a fun culture. We want to make sure that we're providing good value to our customers. It's an introspective culture.
And that's the fun part about being a small business.
It's sort of like putting a puzzle together. You see all the picture on the box, and then you see all the pieces on the table, and then you pull them all together to make one cohesive finished product.
Ellen had a really clear idea that work-life balance was important.
Whether it's our child is sick, for me it was being diagnosed with breast cancer.
One of the proudest moments of Red Sage is how we were able to treat an employee that was going through this horrible personal crisis, to give them the freedom to heal, the freedom to be healthy, and make that the priority.
It's just been a really nice thing to see the person that wasn't just your boss, but really was a friend.
There's two things about Ellen and Red Sage that stick out to me. The ability to work on the business and not just in the business.
I think going forward, we will continue to evolve.
We're going to continue to see changes, and the ability that we have to adapt to those and plan ahead and have a game plan in place will serve us well over the coming years.
We've got a great team on board, young team bringing a lot of energy into the equation.
The lessons that I've learned, that if I'm talking to other entrepreneurs who are looking to start businesses, Embrace change. It is always going to happen. Build a culture where it's not just you driving it, but every employee has a voice.
You know, one of the great things about working at Red Sage was the ability for us to work together as a team to solve problems.
Let's continue to tell stories, no matter how the medium changes or the industries change or anything else.
I never hesitate to refer Red Sage to other people.
It's just a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of joy.
And that's the best part about being a small company, is the spontaneity and fun opportunities you get by encouraging open dialogue, by encouraging ideas, by encouraging relationships. And it's so rewarding, and it's just fun.